Welcome to Blue Talks.
Well, here we are at Harvard. Good heavens. Thank you so much. I appreciate the wonderful introduction, and thanks to Corey and Heidi for having us here and setting up this amazing opportunity. Most appreciated. Let's give it up for them. Okay, so today we are going to talk about different types of clutter, how they affect you, and because you'd be amazed, most people will just think that, oh, it's just physical clutter. Like, who left that stuff over there? But it can go over all of your life. Clutter can affect all 5 pillars of your life, that being the heart, the head, the habits, your health, and of course your home. And if you stick with me, which I hope you will, I've got a couple of gifts for you at the end. So, hey, you don't want to walk away empty-handed. Now, I am Kitti Andrews with declutterthebrain.com, and my tagline is, when they say, well, what do you do? I help people to organize their space and streamline their thoughts so that they can focus on being profitably productive and attracting and serving premium clients. Okay, that's the official tagline. What do I actually do? I help clear the crud between your brain so you can make something of yourself. Because anybody here ever feel like you're just a little bit frazzled? You're brushing your teeth in the morning and you're thinking, okay, did I remember to write down to email that? Okay, yes, I did. What about, I got to phone Heidi. And your brain just starts to fill up and fill up and fill up. And by the time you get to your desk, you're tired. Has anybody ever experienced that? Yeah? All right, good. Good to know I'm not alone. Now, does physical clutter exacerbate that? Absolutely, it does. I'll ask another question. Anybody ever have physical clutter? Or know anybody who has? All right. And some people are, by definition, neat and tidy 24/7, and God bless them. God bless them. I'll tell you a little bit about how I started on this decluttering journey. But first, as Lisa mentioned, yes, I have been published in the Los Angeles Tribune, the USA Today, and done all these interviews and the Facebook Lives and yada, yada, yada. We don't put that in to brag. We put that in to show what a popular topic decluttering is. Think Marie Kondo. I mean, talk about sensation for a few years, unbelievably. Now, she focuses more on the physical. And through evolution, I ended up focusing on the mental, hence, again, declutter the brain. Now, the National Association of Professional Organizers, and this, I don't care if you're Canadian or American. I'm from Eastern Canada, by the way, so I can say that. How many Canadians do we have here? Right, yeah, okay. This applies to you as well. National Association of Professional Organizers tells us that the average North American spends 8,760 hours of their life searching for and replacing things. That's 1 year of your life. They also tell us, they're very busy there, and they make all these statistics, that we spend about $700 a year. One person, that's you, and that's you, $700 a year, just replacing things. And that sounds like a lot of money, doesn't it? It sounds like a lot of money. But when you think about, say for example, you're about to paint your spare bedroom. You know that you have masking tape, don't you? Yeah, I know I have some. Damn it, I can't find it. All right, well, I've got to jump in the store and jump in the car, go to the store, spend the $3 to get the masking tape. Multiply that. How many times has anybody gone to the store and said, simply because, gone to the store and replaced something even though you know you have it in the house? Or am I the only one? Yeah? Okay. It's not easy to admit. I don't like to admit this kind of stuff. And I had to do it last week. And that's me. Now, in my defense, I've totally reorganized my apartment, but that's a totally different story. All right, so how did I get started? I was that kid. Have you all seen pictures of the little kid that's carefully stacking the building blocks? That looks familiar. Well, that was me. I don't know if it's, Lisa mentioned ADHD. I don't know if it's part of that. I don't know if it's a bit of autism spectrum. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's how I grew up, and everything had to be neat and tidy. Fast forward, one of my first jobs was a file clerk. They didn't want to promote me because I was a really good filing clerk. We can actually find things, Kitti. Hey! And when I worked in restaurants for many years, more than I want to say, Kitti, can you go organize the fridge so we can find stuff? Okay. And then I ended up in an 18-year cleaning business, and I always found myself wanting to rearrange their living room, just with little, not full-on furniture placement. Although I I dabble in feng shui, but I would want to just rearrange. You know, that looks a little better over there. And the client would always say, you know, I've been meaning to do that. You can put that back where you want. It's okay, it's your phone. And then that morphed into virtual decluttering. And when I say virtual, I don't mean that I declutter your computer, although that's coming. That's actually in there. I mean, doing it via Zoom calls is what I mean. And that has been described to me by a realtor as being a less intrusive, more focused way to get rid of years of stuff. Why? Because people are shy about their clutter. They don't want the organizer to come into their house. They feel they have to clean for the cleaning lady. Where's the fun in that, right? And what I do is I help people to declutter such that they will be decluttered for life. They will never have this problem again. All right, so let's I want to give you an example of how physical decluttering can declutter your whole life. You ready? Okay. Perfect example. Who's from Ohio here? You from Ohio? You mentioned Cleveland. No?
Pennsylvania. Close.
Oh. Okay, well, anyway, Sarah. She lives in middle of Ohio. And when I started my group programs, she could barely walk through the entrance of her home. And it was a sunroom. And she had to literally walk like this to get from the sun porch door to her main house. Like it was bad. And she was just overwhelmed. Because you're probably asking, well, why would somebody need somebody to help? Well, just like any other psychological thing, you get overwhelmed. You don't know where to start. Anyway, fast forward, we got that started, and we lo and behold, she felt proud to come into her house. Anybody ever feel ashamed to come into their house because they just like, yeah, right, I got to get to that sometime. Well, who wants to come home to that? Anyway, so she started to feel better and better, and started decluttering the rest of the house. Then she started to feel, I wonder if I shouldn't start working out. I've been meaning to. I think she set herself a goal to lose, I believe it was 20 pounds. She started working out, got rid of all the junk food in her house. Her husband was like, "You're not taking my Doritos?" kind of thing. Anyway, so she stuck with that. And then she started to notice things that her husband was saying. And I'm going about a year. She and I worked together for about 1.5 years, just because she just kept saying, "No, I want to do more. I want to do more." And the more she decluttered, the more she was seeing that the layers were being peeled back, that she wanted to, wow, there's something more I can declutter. My health, my heart, meaning the relationships, my habits, because habits need to be decluttered as well. She started noticing things that her husband was saying or doing and complaining about it. And I said, "Was he doing this before?" And she says, "Yeah, come to think of it, and he's done it for our 25 years of marriage." And you're noticing it now? Why? Because everything else was slowly getting decluttered, so the brain was getting decluttered. Is this making sense? Cool, I'm glad. Because I know what I'm talking about, I just don't always know if somebody else knows what I'm talking about. What I'm trying to say is that once you start decluttering, once my clients have started decluttering, they have been discovering there's something more to life. Now, most of my clients, arguably, they're 40 and up. We've been around the block, we've done the corporate, maybe we're thinking, there might be something else out there for me. All right. 5 of them have started an entrepreneurial business. This Sarah lady, she used to do stained glass, like make stained glass whatever, windows, so you can hang it up. And she hadn't done it in years. She's now started a business in her small town, and she's selling them. So it can open you up to possibilities, is what I'm trying to say, as far as life goes. And what are we talking about? Business, life, universe. Okay, so now we have talked about how clearing clutter clears the brain. Does anybody have any questions? No. I said that I have 2 gifts for you. And originally it was only going to be 1 gift. And because I'm half Scottish, half Ukrainian, and, well, stingy. No, I'm not. No. But my original gift was going to invite you to go to declutterthebrain.com, and there is a PDF there called 7 Easy Steps to Conquer Your Physical and Mental Clutter. And it's just intended as a grounding tool. It comes with 7 short little videos from yours truly, so you never feel alone in the decluttering process. And it's meant to be followed in order. What a surprise, right? Yeah, I organized it that way. Now, this morning, and don't we all come up with the best stories just on our way to the grocery store? You were sharing some wonderful stories, in Walmart, right? I looked at my hotel room this morning, and I thought, I don't want to come back to this. It's not that bad. but it could be a lot better. And I just didn't want to come home to the way it was. So I moved a couple of things, and I'll tell you what I did. Actually, no, I'll say the tip first. If you come home and or you walk into a room and you say something is not feeling right, look at your floor. Clear the floor. I've had so many clients who just starting out with me who say, "You're out of your mind. Why would I clear my office floor? I want to clear my desk." I say, "Just trust me on this." And they do it. They clear the floor, and even if it's just a short path, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And whoa, what a difference. What's that? Well, that's feng shui in action. That's the energy going through the room. And so my second gift, if you will, is this is what I did this morning, is I cleared the floor. Now, it wasn't like I was walking like this or anything like that, but there were, boots that should be kind of pushed against the wall, suitcase, not quite where it should be. I pushed everything back. There was suddenly a clear path from the door to the window. And then I went into the restroom and came back out, and I just went, this stuff works. Gadzooks, this stuff works. I felt better right away. I thought, okay, yes, I'm happy to come back at the end of today with this floor being cleared. It did something. So I invite you to try this tip. Is if you've got a room that you just don't know what to do with, try clearing the floor. And if the floor is too overwhelming, we've all seen those rooms or had those rooms in our house. Yeah. Just try that. Just a path from the door to the window. If it doesn't have a window, well, invent a window. And that's all. Thank you very much.